Okay. What did they say? What's the matter? What's the matter? What's wrong? What happened? What did they do? What did they do to the melon? What happened?
Made the internet mad once again for doing
What the fuck did you do?
something as radical and as crazy as
The monkey man? Hey, how you doing? Big 17 months. Why is your name the monkey man?
enjoying an album. Because, yeah, I did just put out a pretty positive review for the new deluxe edition of Sexy Red's Hood Hottest Princess, which adds 11 more tracks onto the original 11 tracks.
Oh, so this is why I didn't hear
Hottest
it.
Princess project that came out earlier this year. That features viral trap singles such as Pound Town as well as Ski that have been taking the internet by storm over the last 6 or 7 months or so. Honestly, even though I thought Sexy Red was going to be like a pretty tough sell in terms of like, getting my audience into the album, I don't know. After doing what I do for so long, I kind of have at least like this perception of myself and what I do, that maybe my most controversial days are behind me, that I've doled out so many offensive, negative opinions that people hate or can't let go of, that essentially people who watch me or are aware of me are either just like jaded or just are not really like surprised by some of the stuff that I say anymore because, I'm used to it. That's just his opinion. That's what he does.
I mean, that's kind of like the space that I felt most people should be at. Like once they figure out like me personally, if I thought it was an egregious opinion to have a certain thought process about an album that I loved, and I found out that somebody just didn't enjoy it whatsoever, and I completely disagree with their views and getting to their overall conclusion of their opinion of said record, I wouldn't even address them anymore. I wouldn't listen to their opinions. I wouldn't watch them anymore. I wouldn't tune into what they said. I wouldn't look at their tweets. I wouldn't tweet about them. But they don't go by that. They just keep watching. Like why do you put yourself through something that causes you so much pain?
That's him. I kind of have a sense of what Anthony is or isn't going to like at this point. I see what he's saying. But no, apparently not. People can still get very mad at me not even disliking something. Again, liking something. As hip-hop Twitter was on fire over the fact that I gave the Sexy Red Deluxe an 8 out of 10. Claiming it's one of the worst reviews I've put out in years. It's my worst review, period. Despite the fact that I think a lot of people who were saying this didn't even watch the review, as little to none of them were actually citing anything I said in the video.
That's what happens when you do scores. Which would be fun. It'd be cool if everybody could just keep doing scores or whatever, but like if nobody's gonna listen to what you say, then just
And I think we're just kind of reacting to the fact that the score was high and they themselves have already decided they don't like Sexy Red's music. So, yeah, people are pissed about this,
What's
pissed
up,
about this
Shawn?
opinion,
Can
pissed about this
NXT
decision.
What I
Many
proposed last time that the chat send an artist song you haven't heard of to listen. I volunteer first as tribute.
you need to be taken off by I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna come back to that.
people reacted to this score by bringing up artists like Kendrick and Kanye and A$AP Rocky and Travis Scott. Oh my God, you rated this higher than them. How could you? Despite the fact that, while all of these artists do rap and make rap music in some sense, they're all doing vastly different things than Sexy Red. Like, sure, you could say Kendrick Lamar is technically a more proficient or skilled rapper than Sexy Red is, but
Substance doesn't matter unless it's Drake. Nah, I think most people who just aren't interested in what Drake is doing just are tired of it. He's been saying the same shit album after album after album in a more bitter and childish way every release, I feel. So it's just like not fun to hear.
that's not even what she's going for. Not that you can't say you enjoy these artists more than Sexy Red for whatever reasons that you do, but if you actually want to make a coherent case as to why Sexy Red is bad, I don't know, actually do it by comparing her to artists who are in a similar lane to her and are provably more skilled or make catchier music.
That's what I was like. if you wanted to, but it's not really that many, comparisons. But I mean, if you wanted to go like vulgar and like energetic kind of rap in its own little lane, you could have been like, okay, what about Flo Milli? I guess you could say, what's that one chick's name that made the Squidward Nose song? I forgot her name. Cupcake. I guess you could say Glorilla to an extent. Megan, I wouldn't really put her in the same breath as Sexyy Red. I think she's like very adamantly trying to be more of a rapper's rapper, or at least back then. She just is doing it from like a woman perspective. Like if anybody, I would compare Megan to somebody like, not to say they on the same skill level, to be honest, but like I'll be like, all right, I could put her in the same conversation with the baby, to be honest with you. In terms of content and what I generally expect from them, like, but see, nobody want to do that because it's like, okay, this is a woman rapping, so you can't put her in the same conversation with a male, even though they kind of go for like the same thing.
Make superior music. And as I said in my review of Sexyy Red stuff, she pulls pretty directly from like prime era Gucci Mane and Waka Flocka Flame, and by that metric she's kind of killing it. Directly comparing her to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy generates about as much interesting discussion as like saying Sexyy Red sucks because her new record isn't as good as like In the Court of the Crimson King. And at least when I listen to the Sexyy Red, I don't have to hear that shitty ass Chris Rock sketch. I said it. If you guys actually want to make a comparison that makes sense, here's one. Key Glock. Not that I'm trying to say that I think this Memphis rapper is superior to Sexyy Red or he should be taken more seriously or vice versa, but he makes some very old school southern trap style music that is super bold, braggadocious, ignorant, sometimes silly. It's simple and nowhere near as technical or as deep or as artsy or as grand or as allegedly profound as Travis Scott or Kanye West or Kendrick Lamar. No, he does not. But I reviewed his new record, Glaucoma 2, earlier this year. Kind of caught up with it late, and I loved it. I thought it was really good. Gave it a positive review. There were some people who were kind of surprised that I enjoyed the album as much as I did, but I did.
But I was wondering, like, why. I mean, you know why, but like that doesn't get that type of negative reaction when he enjoys a dude, and you know what the reason for it is, but like, I don't get how you're so obvious. Like, how can you be so blatant about your? Do I say discrimination? I feel like discrimination is such a pearl clutchy word in this moment. But like, how are you so open about like your favoritism? In this regard.
And while yes, there were
bias is a better word.
Some surprises there. People generally thought, okay, yeah, he liked it. Cool. That's cool. Kind of weird that everyone is cool with me elevating some really kind of dumb, simple, straightforward trap music in that instance, but when it's Sexyy Red rapping about how her coochie is pink and her booty hole is brown, it's like the worst thing to ever happen to me.
Just saying that is fucking hilarious, though.
Music. A lot of you guys also highly rate...
Like, as a grown man, you having to say that is just fucking hilarious. Like, you saying it in the mirror, just... It sounds funny as fuck. It makes it more raunchy because it's like, why the fuck would I be saying that or singing that as a grown-ass man? Which makes me kind of like the song more.
Ass music too, but it's usually when your favorite rapper is like spitting about having his dick sucked or something like that. When it's Sexyy Red rapping about getting dicked down or playing with herself on a jail call, which is hilarious, by the way. Much funnier than most of the bars you'll find on any Future album. Oh, all of a sudden it's bad.
First of all, chill the fuck out. Future be having them shits. Okay. I still be talking about, you think a nigga like me give a fuck about shooting up the church? Something about the hearse. I'm a god on the earth. Something like that. It ain't even funny. It's just hard.
It's terrible.
I don't know why he just dissed Future for no reason like that. Random Future stray. I don't respect it.
Well, it's the worst thing I've ever heard. Oh no, the humanity.
I don't respect it.
Look, you guys can like that stuff if you want to like that stuff. It's not a problem. But getting at each other's...
You don't even know that bar? I do. I just don't have full remembrance of the bar, but it's in my mind somewhere. If the song start playing right now, I wouldn't have a problem reciting it. That's how it works. It's just embedded into my soul.
It's over all of this like silly, ignorant, crazy, fun, hedonistic music. Isn't it just like comparing and arguing different brands of junk food? You can like Doritos. This person can like Cheetos.
Album?
No thoughts yet. I gotta listen to it one more time.
Can like Fritos. We can each have opinions of all three, but you're gonna get pissed at me because I like Fritos more than Doritos and Cheetos. Next point that I want to make here is that music does not need to be super deep or profound or grand or intricate for it to be good. I can't believe I have to say this, but I'm going to. And I feel like a lot of you already inherently understand.
You don't actually have to say this. But the thing is, right, unfortunately, when you put in these positions, you have to be the one to like muzzle yourself. Because me at this point, you know, in talking about music, don't really feel the need to like, I wouldn't really clarify anymore. Like, the Drake thing is funny only because it just seemed like niggas are so purposefully trying to like make sure it was a negative thing when it was very clearly just something funny for somebody to post. But at this point, it's just like there's no convincing niggas, bro. Like, it's just they're gonna think how they want to think. It is what it is. Like, even if you make this, they're not like looking at this with the thought in their mind like, you know what, I didn't think about it. That I don't think they give a fuck.
Understand this, but
this is just going to be another thing used when you ultimately give something else a lower score that's highly anticipated to come from another male rapper, and then they'll be like, but he gave Sexyy Red an 8 back in 2023, look at it.
Nah, hold on. Shooting a church line is insane, stop.
Nah, you gotta listen to Sophie. Don't we don't need that right now. Listen to the fucking song.
I would like to add one detail and caveat here. That's that I think a lot of music fans falsely will attach the quality curve of an album to the depth curve of an album and really snap them together. It's like a one-to-one thing, meaning that music like Sexyy Red's, it's down here in the dregs. It's trash. It's irredeemable. And even if it is good or it is decent or it is catchy and enjoyable, it's only going to reach like a certain level of quality. It can't like ascend into the upper echelons of like, you know, really good classic quality music. And you have like the super amazing, deep, profound concept, critically acclaimed albums up here, but underneath that, even over the type of, you know, albums that Sexyy Red will make, you have the records that, while they may not be like on the level of To Pimp a Butterfly, they're trying to be deep or they're trying to say something. They're making at least an attempt at depth, and as a result of that, they're at least hitting a certain level of quality. Personally, I don't really fuck with that hierarchy at all. And at least in terms of my own preferences, I any fucking day would rather listen to Sexyy Red or Waka Flocka Flame or even the debut Lil Pump tape over some mid-ass album that is trying to be deep and failing horrendously. To me, in most cases, you don't get brownie points for like attempting depth and sucking at it and fucking failing horribly.
Which album are you sneak dissing right now, though? I need to know completely before you continue, because it sounds like you have a record in mind and you might not necessarily be, you know, like specifying one. You talking about Logic, y'all putting Ken Carson, but Ken Carson fans don't say that he got depth. Corday, I mean, pretty much nobody goes to Corday for depth. I mean, I guess they do, but like, it's just, that's Baby Cole at this point, bro, and we know it. Cole, I mean, I guess, but I don't think any of the people that are also talking about like, oh, I don't like that he gave Sexyy Red this score, I think a lot of these people also like the mind-numbing rap too. I think most of it though is just rooted in like a deep-seated like misogyny, like I can't take this serious because it's dumb rap that come from a woman, but if it's dumb rap that come from a nigga that I fuck with, then like I'ma obviously see somebody rating it pretty highly. But also the same people that were saying like rap this year has been like garbage. If something exciting or entertaining comes out in any stretch of the word, I feel like y'all would be the first people to understand it. Like, I wouldn't think that y'all would turn away from anything that's shocking or fun in hip hop with as much as y'all have been saying it's dead or it's so slow this year. Like, that's why, like I said again, I took a massive backseat from the main channel this year, because I don't want to be in that space where it's just like, oh, you're just being so reactionary and you just say like, oh, music, because I haven't heard an album that I resonate with this year, hip hop is dead. Like, I think that's really stupid. Rap was pretty bad this year. I mean, I guess you could say that, but like, what do you have to validate that? Because if you ask me, I'm thinking I got the same amount of enjoyment of rap this year as I did the previous years. I didn't have a shortage of rap music to listen to this year is what I'm basically
Shawn,
trying to say.
hope you're having a good day.
I'm having
Are
a great
you coming
day.
to Gag City?
What
Pink
the fuck?
Friday 2 out in 4
What do you
hours
mean?
coming to save female rap. Airplane.
Why do I not think that's true?
At least in the case of Sexyy Red, there's like no pretense there. She's just making very straightforward, fun, authentic, ridiculous, and funny music. And again, I would rather listen to that than some art student who has their head up their ass. Or even somebody who's just like a Kendrick Lamar clone, or an Earl clone, or a Travis Scott clone, or a J. Cole clone. Final point here, I feel like this shouldn't really be a surprise to anybody, as I have enjoyed plenty of albums in the past that got a bit of an ignorant streak. Again, like that debut Lil Pump tape, while much of the time I know I'm usually associated with, you know, some of those weirder and more experimental artists out there, and some of those, you know, classy, poetic indie folk type records that, you know, have a very nerdy crowd surrounding them. Yeah, I enjoy that type of music. That stuff is cool. It's good. I think it deserves praise. It needs people talking about it, championing it. At the same time, like anybody else, I like simple bubblegum music too. If I only listen to the
Oh no, Booty Hole is definitely not bubblegum. That's that raunchy shit, which I love. I love it, 100%. It goes along with a whole bunch of other shit that I like to listen to.
deepest and most profound music that I could possibly stumble upon at any given moment.
Chill,
all the time.
chill.
That's all I ever digested. I would probably be like a really boring fucking loser who couldn't ever have any fun. The me who is the true me enjoys a little bit of Scaring the Hose, a little bit of Sufjan Stevens, a little bit of LCD Sound System.
You lost the point probably because, like, you don't even have to say this, you know? It's unfortunate when you get sucked. The problem is when you get sucked in, then that's when they get you. Now I'm explaining myself. When I really got to treat y'all niggas like the fatherless bitches that you are, and just say, you know what? I said what the fuck I said. And if you ask me why, I'm going to just say, bitch, because I said so. Now get the fuck over it. It is what it is. If you don't like it, the unsubscribe button, the dislike button right there, you could leave an angry comment. Guess what? Another couple dollars in my pocket. You going to go on and be mad and tweet about me? More people going to see who my name is because you keep tweeting about me. You don't like the review. Who gives a fuck? That's not going to not make me like that's not going to make me like the album less because you don't like it or you're surprised that I do. Who gives a shit? I don't care. I said what I said. But when they suck you in even a little bit and you acknowledge it and they got you like explaining yourself, it's like, nah, y'all not having it. Not again. It's over. It's
And
over.
when I'm in the car and I got the windows rolled down, I want to ski. Can I just ski just a little bit? Can I just enjoy a dab of yeet here and there as well? Let me know. Am I allowed to live? Because we can't continue down this road where you guys are simultaneously angry at me and up my ass for not praising every single silly, dumb album that you are just absolutely psychotic about, and telling me because of that I'm a dork and I'm a nerd and I'm old and I'm a killjoy and I don't get any music that's new or hot or young or fresh. Then when I enjoy what is arguably
they up in there, bro.
one of the hottest, youngest, freshest, most viral, most, contemporary and relevant things at the moment.
You know, the funny thing is, even if I don't give scores, I still get it. But I'm just past the whole, like, explaining the review shit, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro.
The Sexyy Red record.
I'm not about to re-explain myself.
Oh, no.
Like, you heard what the fuck I said, G.
Oh, I wanted you to be into some dumb shit, but not like that. I'm not the only person on this planet that is...
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ. I don't know why. What the fuck? No. It's only because he took it off. like random as fuck. So when the next time I saw him, I just felt like I was a completely different person.
Enjoying the album. The record has received around.
See, now I'm used to it, but like you see, like hat off, and then next frame hat on, and the next frame hat off. It's fucking hilarious. Now I'm used to it.
Of pretty positive reviews from a wide array of sites, and is ending up on some year-end lists too. Lastly, I would like to point out what a lose-lose situation this whole thing is. I'm kind of standing here and wondering,
maybe Fantano enjoys explaining and elaborating on his opinions. That's why he's likely in the music review business. It's good when it seems like you enjoy it, but he clearly isn't.
We need a roundtable talk from you two. Shut these snowflakes couch potato music fans what the deal is.
Like it's clearly
way out of pocket.
It's clearly annoying to him, which is why it's being described in this capacity. If it was enjoyable, it probably would come off as more fun and less like an obligatory explanation in this regard as it is. He's calling the people that are, saying this to him losers. He's saying that they, don't basically get out of the house. Y'all don't have any range, essentially. And that's fine, but it's not enjoyable to do that. It's just not. You can convince yourself that it is, but it's not enjoyable. The enjoyable part of this would be just saying how you feel about the music and then moving on to your next, topic of discussion. But the people are making that more difficult is what I'm saying. How do you know that? Are we not watching the same video? Like, what are you talking about? Are you going to sit up here and tell me that the nigga making this video right now is enjoying having this conversation again with niggas who he's already explained his opinion to? You think that's an enjoyable thing?
Like, what is it that you guys want from me ultimately? Because there's so many albums that I give negative reviews to at the end of the day because I think they're just boring and lack in detail and personality, and they're bland. And I mean, I get it. At the end of the day, they're meant to be just kind of like dumb, vibey party music. I may personally find it boring. Again, it has a time and place, and I do at least enjoy some tracks from that lane, like Gunna's Fuck You Mean. There are bangers from Future I like quite a bit too. While even the fans of these artists know that the music they're making isn't necessarily deep, when I criticize it on that front, I'm told, oh, Anthony, you're not taking
Thank Ken too. Appreciate you a big year.
Music for what it is. You're being unfair. Meanwhile, when I'm doing pretty much exactly that with this Sexyy Red record, no, Anthony, you're not supposed to take the record for what it is. You need to judge it on whether or not it's as good as My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. And again, I clearly have a track record when you look at my larger review catalog of enjoying dumb, silly party music, but I usually...
Going over this is just, you might say that, but going over this is just so much more exhausting than it is enjoyable, bro. It is. I'm sorry. You're not going to convince me otherwise.
Usually prefer it to be a bit catchier, a bit hookier, a bit more...
Especially when you've said it before.
In your face and amped and energetic and maybe even eccentric or weird. And I feel like Sexyy Red checks all those boxes. Thank you very much for watching. You're the best. Love you. Mwah. Anthony.
Oh, that's fire. Wait, what?
I think it's just hilarious how much people truly care like Mallory Brothers like the Chris Brown album as I do, but you don't care to listen as it sounds the same to you and etc. Like, who cares?
Yeah, if I found out that the Chris Brown album landed in somebody's top spot, I would not give a fuck. Like, that's what you like to listen to, gang. Like, it is what it is. If you get I love when people get enjoyment out of shit. I don't like when people like try to make everyone else feel the same way though. Like, it's not that deep. Didn't they say that thing before? One man's trash, another man's treasure, all this other bullshit. Like, cool. If it was more specific and open on his ratings and not just throwing out numbers, this confusion wouldn't happen. I mean, he has a whole video on each review, I'm sure, that goes into the hows and the whys of what he enjoys about the record. You specifically, and I'm not saying you, but specifically taking out the number and then being like, oh, this is what I can use to basically sum up his opinion about it is so fucking stupid. That's his audience choosing to do that. Let me start this though real quick. Oh my God, I clicked on the wrong video chat. Where the fuck is the Game Awards? I just had it open.
So this is what 50 million